Hello everyone, it's Yanis here from Nikos Trading Academy, and I would like to welcome you to another video for our live trading room results. This week I've chosen to talk about gold, DAX, oil. We don't speak a lot for indexes or oil or gold. That's why we will start for now with gold. In gold, if you remember, we saw price getting into a wedge. Price got out of this range, if you want to, or a bigger wedge, and gave us a nice setup. And you can see how powerful this combination was. You already know what combination I'm talking about. And if you entered with an APO like 80, 90 pips, price created, of course, your win-win scenario, and with incremental profits you got to the point of 400 pips of a distance. 5 times our APO only with gold. If we check also DAX, let me go there. On DAX also, not where we have our wedge, but after we had a bounce, the higher low, and you can see, of course, some of you took this entry, we had of a bigger wedge our breakout. You already know the breakout strategy, and again with an entry and an APO of 100 pips, you had the room to create your win-win scenario and even more. You see, that was like 250, 70 pips, I think, yeah, almost 290 pips, almost 3 times our APO. We know, of course, that we have to be a little bit more careful on DAX due to spreads, but we have volatility, and that is always a good thing. On oil, if you remember, after a very powerful reaction and a false breakout, price started following our classic approach direction. You can see we said price here was a little bit rangy or like in a wedge, and that was exactly what it was. But also here we said we could bounce trade that short or even wait for the classic approach. We know that either we bounce trade on a wedge or we go with the classic approach. Here we had a powerful reaction, so if you haven't taken it as a bounce, that means with a pending order somewhere here, maybe you got in with the classic entry somewhere in between the spike with 80 pips of an APO. Plenty of room to cover your win-win scenario already now 240, but the good thing is that you are following the direction. That's why we always say when you bounce trade, or at least when you trade a range or a wedge, try to bounce trade or trade with the previous direction, and that was going short, of course. That means we can keep our last position running all the way down to 600 plus pips, incremental profit scenario, or even more. Some of you took this. I got some messages, I got some print screens, and well done for that. And let's go to EURCAD. On EURCAD, again, we had a funnel, tunnel, wedge, however you want to call it, and you can see our options again. Either we wait for the breakout or we start bounce trading, and that means at this point we bounce short, at this point we bounce long, at this point we don't do anything because we don't have a reaction, at this point we bounce long, and at this point you can see what was the point is that we have also a very powerful reaction and a higher low, and I have also higher lows. So because I just want to go long and follow my trend chains, what I would like is to trade long. And long was here once with some pending orders, and here. And that means pending order with an APO like, again, like 30 pips, win-win scenario, twice my APO, another opportunity. Bounce here with an APO of again 30 pips, this case was like 150. At least 5 times our APO in this area, and in total we got 1000 pips, a little bit more, 1060, but the whole point is that we got 15 times our APO. So we risk something and we got out of it a percentage of 15 times higher. And not only that, of course, we got stopped out on some trades. It's part of the game, but since we keep our last position running and we always try to create our win-win scenario, we don't mind that. Thank you very much for watching this video. Have a beautiful weekend, stay safe, and see you again Monday morning with our top-down approach. Cheers, everybody.